Today, we are talking about soul mandate strategies. Soul mandate strategies, where the one that has the most soul mandates is the one that is able to guarantee a consistent income and make sure that the marketing money you are spending is actually going towards something where you're going to get an income from. And also, when you have soul mandates, you're going to jump off of the rat race. You're going to be able to work more at your own pace with your own diary, taking time off and keeping the balance well. But you can only do that when you are able to get more soul mandates. I'm going to unpack 10 soul mandate strategies that will cover the whole span from before the mandate, getting the mandate, dealing with the objections, right, to marketing that property, selling it quicker, and then the after sales side as well. So we're going to cover a full spectrum, and it's going to be a lot of info. Take on board what resonates with you and watch the recording if you want to brush up on some of the things that I'm going to share. Try and take action with what I'm teaching you today, because the more action you take and the more consistent you do that, the more you're going to master it. Mastering meaning you do it without even thinking anymore. So let's start with the first thing to master. It is something that a lot of people overlook, but first impressions really counts in real estate. Think about what you are doing to set yourself apart, especially if you know you are not the only agent that's going to do a valuation at a property. There are many tools, but I'm going to focus on only one. That being your confirmation message that you send to homeowners. So you already set a date and time for a date in the future to do a listing in order to do a valuation, right? So after that phone call or after that confirmation, send your clients a confirmation with the link to your digital business card. Something that says, thank you for the opportunity to do a market analysis on your property in Uitzicht. I will be there tomorrow at 3 o'clock as confirmed. In the meantime, please look at my digital business card to get to know me better. When they click on that link, your Propon digital business card will open up. And the most important thing you have to have on there is testimonials from previous clients. You're also able to put the testimonials right at the top, because you can change the layout of your business card. Give your testimonials the top slot, because marketing from testimonials just creates that rapport where people trust other people's belief in you and your services. And by the time when you knock on their door, you are not a stranger or just a name they picked off a board or a number from the website. You are actually a person where they got to know you a little bit better from your bio, and they maybe gained a bit of trust from other people that have vouched for you. So definitely give that one a go if you don't have it already. And better yet, you can load a script with that in Propon, so you don't have to type it out every time. Just pop in your own script and send that confirmation message. The second one is an obvious one, but it is something that most people overlook. It is the fact that you need to ask for a testimonial. You need to ask for a soul mandate. Have the confidence to ask for a soul mandate. I can do a whole webinar just on this, but I'm going to do the condensed version of it. Just before I started this, I did a quick Google search because I was curious the percentage of communication that is nonverbal. And one says 55% is nonverbal, where 38% is vocal, the way you talk, and only 7% is the words you speak. And then another site says 70 to 93% of all communication is non-verbal. What does it mean? It means that the way you carry yourself, the way you look, the way you dress, rocking up on time in a clean car, being prepared. Those things that you don't say or speak speaks louder than your words. So be very mindful of that. And if you have nailed your bio on your digital business card, your personal brand, if you know who you are, why you sell property, what is your strong points, why you love this business, if you truly have that belief in yourself, that will translate to confidence. If you don't feel it, you will not be able to hide it. It will show in your nonverbal communication. So being able to ask is important, but if you are a little bit hesitant to ask, work on your confidence of why it is difficult for you to ask in the first place. So the one key is know who you are. Know who you are, what you stand for, why you are in this business, what makes you unique. Know those things about yourself. Number two, you need to really trust in your marketing. Doesn't matter which company you work for, if it's your own company as well. What marketing are you doing, and are you absolutely convinced that you are giving the best marketing and service available in your area? Because if you believe and trust it, you will be able to sell that to homeowners. And the third one is not just for new agents, but even for those of you that are experienced. It's important to gain constant experience. If you are brand new in the industry, the best way to learn is not from a manual and definitely not practicing on your clients. It is by shadowing other successful agents at their meetings and just looking. You will see a lot of things of how to deal with your clients and how rather not to deal with them. So try and insert yourself in as many meetings as you can. Join trainings like the one you are today. Be open and teachable and gain experience so that you can take that with you, because as soon as you become comfortable and complacent, you are not going to be able to hold on to your market share. Then I've got an important question. What makes you different? What makes you different? Especially if you are pitching against other agents from other companies. You will not be remembered for the things that you do the same. You will only be remembered by the things that you do differently than everybody else. One of my trump cards that really helped me to get almost every soul mandate that I pitched for is this one. I was able to tell a homeowner that, of course, I take professional photographs, I take a 3D Matterport, we load it on our website, on all the portals, I deal with inquiries, I do a pre-qualification, I do all the viewings, everything. Do show houses, regular feedback, I mean, die hele katoet. But the one thing I was able to do differently is I had a database. And I was not just relying off of new inquiries from the web. I was able to send your new listing to a database of people that are actively looking for your house right now. But instead of just talking the talk, I would pick up my phone, log into Propon, and do a wish list lookup. In the help section, just look up wish list lookup. There is a help card on this. You are able to look up, type in the property specs. So this is a screenshot example. We are working with a house that's for sale in Uitzicht, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, double garage. And by this time, after my valuation presentation, we agreed on a marketing price of 2,795. You click the green little button and it will show in my test system, I've got 12 matches, 12 people actively looking for your house. So as soon as we list your property, Mr. Seller, we load it on the portals, but I also send it to my database. And during the rest of the presentation, I will share why it is important to be able to send it into a bunch of people in bulk. So the wishlist lookup was that trump card where I was able to prove that I really do have a database of people, and that just reinforced the trust. But at the same time, it gave me something different that I was able to offer them that not many agents are able to do. And talking about wishlist lookup, You will really ramp this up if you are in a partnership with fellow colleagues or people in your office where you have access to their buyers as well. Because instead of just having 12 matches, you might have 52, 102, 220, whatever number there is, because you are able to tap into a bigger pool of buyers. Then read your clients and be adaptable. This is during your valuation presentation while you are getting ready to ask for a mandate. Once again, I can do a full session on this, but the two most important things to realize is you usually have a very analytical, detailed-oriented client or somebody that just skims over the surface. Do not go into detail with people that just want the surface info, because you are going to lose them. You're going to pick it up on their body language. Once they start folding their arms or losing interest, switch up your presentation. You can really get to know a detailed person by the way that they decorate their home, by the type of questions that they ask. If they are a detailed person, then go into the details because they will really appreciate it. So definitely being able to just read your clients, and you need to be the one that adapts to them, not the other way around. You need to make them feel comfortable, because they're not going to remember what you told them. They're only going to remember how you made them feel at the end of that meeting. Let's unpack a few objections, because when it comes to asking for a mandate, most of the times homeowners will come with a few objections and reasons why not to give you a mandate. So I'm going to go into detail of one of them and then skim on the surface of a list of others. The first one usually has to do with the money, with commission. This depends on your own office rules, right? If you are allowed to cut commission. But when you have to, I've got a really brilliant calculation where you're able to pocket more commission while still compromising. Because that's usually what homeowners want. They just want to feel that it's fair. If I'm listing my house at 2,795 at 5% and it's selling for less, then how can you still charge 5%, right? So if that's the type of client that doesn't just want to give you your hard-earned commission, if it's necessary to negotiate, then use this little formula. Tell them the same percentage that you are dropping from asking price to selling price, that same percentage I will drop in my commission. Do you feel it's fair? And they almost always will say, oh, I mean, that makes 100% sense. But the kicker with this is you need to always work in the rand value and never cut in percentages. So let's do a quick calculation and you'll see what I mean. In this example, asking price 2,795, we negotiated an offer of 2,650. This was up and down, and this is as high as we're going to get. Commission is 5% excluding that, just to keep the numbers nice and clean. Step number one, right there in front of your client, you do this. So practice this before you do it in person, right? Step one is convert your commission into the rand value. Step two, calculate the percentage that your seller is dropping from asking price to selling price. And three, deduct that same percentage from your rand value commission. Let's tie to some numbers. Step one, very complicated maths over here. Step one, you take your the rand value, so convert your commission into rand value, 2,795 times 5%, 139,750 rand. Number two, let's calculate the percentage that the seller is dropping from asking price to selling price. Take the asking price minus the selling price, divided by the asking price, times 100. So this seller is dropping 5.2% from asking price to selling price. Now we're going to deduct 5.2% from our overall commission, which leaves us with 132,483 rand. Once again, never, never, never drop from 5% to 4%, because if you did, you would have gone from 137,500 to 111,800, a difference of almost 25,000 rand, just over. Maybe enough for 2 trays of eggs. But It's huge when you drop in percentages. However, grab your phone and take a photograph of this screen because this is the nice final formula. Originally, you would have dropped 25,700 Rand, but with this formula, you're only dropping 7,267 Rand, which is still a fair compromise because they're dropping, you're dropping, but you are dropping far less than you would have in percentages. Other objections and solutions. So the one is marketing price. When it comes to marketing price objections, I usually tell homeowners, just before I stream off here, it's never a good idea to badmouth other agents. Never, never, ever a good idea to name a name or have something negative to say about another agent. But what's important is to educate your client, to tell them, if you are getting valuations from multiple agents, do not fall in the trap of just looking at the marketing price. Look at how the agent got to that number. It's important to see the supporting documents and that the supporting documents make sense when it comes to a marketing price. Do not just go for the highest price, because remember, when you sell your house and somebody is applying for a bond, the bank will also come and do a valuation. And they look at the exact same figures that we look at during my valuation. So if they don't find value for that amount, you're going to battle to get that bond. It's important to have a good market value that is backed up by data. And for me, I loved using more than one source of data. For example, a CMA info and a Lightstone report. Because when you see numbers that repeat itself, it gives you more confidence to give a solid marketing price. Or once you gain experience in an area, you will very clearly know what the average marketing price is. Because if you believe in your marketing price, you're going to be able to sell that to a homeowner with confidence. So just tell them, have a look at the supporting documents, not the cover sheet with the marketing price. Second objection is, what if I exclude other agents or buyers? So this also depends on your own in-house policy, but I reassured my clients that I will not show away any other agents or buyers. If agents are contacting you, let them reach out to me directly. If I do not have that buyer on my books, I will bring them through and we will split commission between us. Now, what I did behind the scenes usually is I would do everything I can for at least the first month to sell that house myself. So if an agent phones me, I ask them for the name and the last 4 digits of their telephone number. That's why a database is important, so that you can go and look it up and see if you do not already have that buyer on your books. If the house that you are marketing needs to sell quickly, then you might decide, listen, it's linked to another sale of mine, so I'm happy to open up to you on a 50-50 split, or maybe a 20% towards you, or phone me in a month's time. If it's not sold by then, I will let you in to help me market this property. So depending on what your own in-house rules are and how quickly you need to sell this house, it's just important that you tell homeowners you will not exclude other agents. In my case, I loved having a mini list where with the homeowners, we will decide on 4 or 5 agents that I would invite from the area. Some of those agents are here live because that's how I really created relationships with other competitors, because I invited them in to help me market my stock. What it does is it helps me to service my client within my mandate period, but also it's going to be easier for me to get access at that agent's mandate if the ball turns the other way around. So just have some credible ideas when you get this question asked, to make sure it is in line with your in-house rules. Safety and security is super important in South Africa. And you can only control the viewings and the people that come through and pre-qualifying buyers when you give an agent a sole mandate. If it's an open mandate, it usually goes bonkers, where you don't have control over who views the house. And Also, you struggle to have a fixed marketing price because a lot of agents on purpose put a lower price online to get the inquiries because they charge less commission sometimes. And it usually makes your ad look more expensive and you don't get inquiries. So it's important that you're able to sell the fact that giving a sole mandate is to their benefit, because in the end, they are strangers going to walk through their house and you need to be there with them while they are walking through, right? You need to have control over who has access, and you can only do that when you have a sole mandate. Double commission claims. So you're also able to protect a homeowner against double commission claims when they give you a sole mandate. If you're not sure what double commission claims are, it's usually when a buyer sees a house with two different estate agents, buys from one agent, then the other agent says, no, but I showed them the house, and they sue that homeowner for commission. It's very hard for homeowners to keep track of who went through their houses, especially on an open mandate. So they're able to protect themselves from double commission claims when they only give one agent the sole right to market their property. Contractual obligations. I mean, goes without saying, your FICA needs to be top notch, and your property condition report is super important to complete before you do your mandate. You need to have a house plan of the property as well. And if it's a house in security or with the homeowners or body corporate, it's important to have a copy of the latest rules and regulations. When you have a sole mandate, it's your job to take care of those contractual obligations, but also your client is the homeowner. Where with an open mandate, the buyer becomes the client of the agents. Most agents just want to take care of their buyer first at the detriment of the seller. Where with the sole mandate, it's your job to take care of your seller's interest first and to get them the highest price in the shortest amount of time and make sure everything contractually is done correctly. Last but not least, make it a team effort. I loved involving homeowners in the marketing process. I always told them that my job is to market your house. You are the one selling it. So I would love to know when and what time is convenient for you for viewings. Especially if you can get a set of keys where you have viewings when they are not in the house, when it's not bath time and bedtime, when it's not busy, where you're able to go in beforehand and open up the curtains and switch on the lights. When you get a team effort that they make sure that the house is always presentable, that you maybe commit to always arranging at least a day in advance for a viewing appointment, unless really, really, really necessary to do it on the fly. So making it a team effort and involving them as part of the journey takes off that pressure from you trying to control everything during the marketing process. Amplify your conversion. So this ties in with that wish list lookup I showed you earlier. When you have a database, you're able to blast a brochure to a huge number of people. And what usually happens in my experience is I would do that on a Monday, and based on the amount of people that want to view, I have an open hour on a Wednesday. Shout out to Amore that's also here. We worked together many years ago, and we still did this with Propon. So we would send out a brand new listing. Based on the amount of buyers, I would arrange an open hour between 5 and 6 on a Wednesday. Homeowners out just for that hour. And we slot these buyers 10 minutes apart, depending on the amount. I don't want all of them to show up at the same time. So your slot is 5 o'clock, 10 past 5, 20 past 5, etc. And Amore waited outside for the clients. I was inside with the current people busy viewing. And once the current people are done, they walk out and the new set walks in. What do you think is busy happening? It creates that buyer anticipation, especially when your house is well priced. So as soon as you have this mini show house that you orchestrated because of a database, you will get a lot of people through within an hour time span. And when I wrote offers afterwards, I would tell the buyers, as you can see, there's a lot of interest. So this is not the time to start with a low offer. I would suggest putting your best foot forward. And more often than not, I would get people that offer 50 or 100K above asking price, just wanting to make sure that their offer is accepted first in line. But you're only able to do that when you're able to group a bunch of people together and create that anticipation. And you're only able to get that mandate because you were able to prove to a homeowner that you have a database. So this way of marketing will really, really, really simplify your selling process. And the best marketing is when you have a for sale board and boom, a week later, a sold board, and you do sold drops or bulk message in the area. So just to recap that, you have your listing import. So you can either manually load your listing or you import your listing with that little Chrome extension button from the website or any public portal. It creates a landing page like this with your company details, beautiful landing page with all the info, photographs, videos, the address and your info at the bottom. This landing page is what you send to your database in bulk. So we are back in Propon under the matches. We just sent it out in bulk. As soon as you do that, Propon will give you a pop-up to set a reminder to come back to this page in a day's time to view the view counter. Because sometimes you will send a listing and you will hear nothing back. And now you're wondering, did people even receive it? Did they look at it? This view counter will help you with that inside info. And of course, when you send out a listing and you can see there's a lot of people viewing it, but no inquiries, what does it tell you initially? It's usually price or location. So these behind the scenes info will really give you that ability to be proactive, where you do not just load your listing and wait for inquiries. You are able to hustle and proactively get buyers through quicker. And their telephone numbers are right over there for you to phone them if need be. Let's do a quick recap. So we started with first impressions that counts, where you send them a WhatsApp message or an email or whatever message you prefer, confirming the date and time with the link to your business card. Make sure you've got testimonials on your business card. Second one is asking with confidence, doing what you need to do to be confident in knowing who you are as an agent, confident in your marketing tactics, and always being open to gaining more experience. 3 is the ability to be different. Have a trump card or 2 or 6, something different that you bring to the table that is not the same as everybody else, like that wish list lookup, and maybe that you are in a partnership with other agents as well. Number 4 is overcoming the objections. The key that we went to in detail was a commission compromise when it comes to having to cut commission, and then that list of other objections. Just listening, something that I want to mention here is don't sit there with the meeting and just ramble off about overcoming objections. Wait for the question to be asked and then answer it. Because as soon as you meet somebody for the first time and they're like, you can really trust me. I promise you can trust me. Then the fact that they are so, you didn't even ask a question related to trust. The fact that they are already explaining themselves just makes you feel wary already. So only ask questions that they ask and open the field. Is there any other objections? Would you like me to go through any more details with you? Make sure that you have answers for all of that. And 5, amplify your conversion. Start using a database. Create wish lists for your clients or let your clients create it on their own pages, because those wish lists are the gateway to get more sold mandates as well as convert more of those sold mandates into actual selling properties and sell them quicker. Now we get to the other 5. I'm going to end on a high note. Many of you can relate. If you followed all of this up to this point, then you have a lot of mandates. You have a lot of buyers. You're constantly busy. And sometimes the wheels start falling off, right? Especially if you have one mandate, it's fine. But as soon as you have 2, 5, 10, or 20, it really gets hectic. So I'm going to share some tips to take you from this to somebody that actually feels in control of their business. The first thing is to stay organized. And these tips all tie into tools that has already been developed for you in Propon. It's been developed with a lot of love and care, overcoming issues that I experience on a daily basis that wasted time and led to me losing deals that was right in front of me. The first one is downloading your mobile app so that you can start getting important reminders on your phone, where it's not an email in your inbox, it's not a note written on a piece of paper. You will get all the reminders that you set. So it could also be following up after evaluation presentation. Super important to do. At least 2 to 3 days after presenting evaluation, you need to follow up. How did it go? Just want to check in. Have you decided if you're ready to market your property? If they're not, set a touch point to follow up in another week's time. And do it in a way that is not too much, but it's important that you follow up because you will create the impression of an agent that is on it. You will also get your daily reminder with all of your important tasks that you need to do on a daily basis. It could also be viewing appointments that you have, or maybe you need to get some documents and you need to set reminders. Use the calendar and get those reminders on your phone where you can action them quicker. Second one to stay organized is a brand new feature that was rolled out in Propon. It is tasks where there used to be regular tasks, but it's ramped up now to a whole new level. So on a listing itself, there's a task button where you're able to create a list of tasks. With the tasks, you can create a task and add in all the important stuff that you still need to get done. So I had mandate signed, property condition report, FICA docs, copy of house plan, set of keys. And as it's done, you just scratch it off so that you know what has been done on this property and what is still outstanding on the others. And on these tasks, you're able also to set reminders if there's things that is time sensitive that will bring you directly into this listing with the tasks where you can tick that it is done. And load the documents into the drive. So on your listings as well, every contact and every listing has a drive tab where you can load those FICA documents and house plans and mandates and condition reports right in here. It means it's always safely stored in the cloud, linked to either the person or the listing where you know where to find it. And when you need to print it, you just pop into a Postnet, send it to them, and you can print it out. So keeping it in an organized fashion and saving it in Propon will just make it so much easier and make it more organized. Weekly sellers feedback, at least weekly. So in Propon, we've got an awesome feature for feedback because truly feedback is the breakfast of champions, as real estate coach Sean Mackerel, I borrow that phrase from him. I had a mantra in my business that I never left my clients wondering. They should never sit and say, I wonder what happened to my marketing this week, or I wonder what the buyer thought of my house yesterday, or I wonder what happened at the show house or when the next show house will be. Never leave your clients wondering. So you need to be on it and use reminders to stay in touch, and on a weekly basis, send your clients sellers feedback. This could be for sole mandates, but this is also a very handy tool with open mandates, where you're able to send them feedback, and about 2 to 3 weeks in, ask them, have you considered giving me a sole mandate? Because by then you would have shown them that you are different, because most agents don't give feedback. The landing pages are created in Propon. Once again, under the help section, just look up sellers feedback, detailed video on that. You share the link with the homeowner. It will show how many viewings you've had, how many web views, emails, SMSs, and WhatsApps were sent. You've got a section where you can type out your own personal message to them, and you can change this message every week, where it's important that you tell them what happened behind the scenes, where else you shared this listing, what else you've done that is not obvious. And then right at the end of this page, you are able to link up buyers with their final feedback. partially for feedback purposes, but also so that you can have a paper trail of the buys that you took through. And if ever they buy directly from an owner, you've got proof that you took them through because you kept track of these important things. Ramping up your marketing. Now, I wish I had these tools when I sold property. And I'm so jealous of you guys because you are truly able to ramp up your marketing with some cool tools that has been baked into Propon. The first one is using Propbot to write your property descriptions. No more need to be creative and think of new ways to describe a property. From your profile, just click on the main Propbot, choose property description. There's a little pop-up that says, please tell me more about this house. Complete that, and it will give you a beautifully descriptive description for the property in a few seconds. So use that to, especially with your sole mandates, homeowners are going to look at the ad. So the photographs need to be top notch and the description needs to be beautifully written. Use Propbot for that. The second cool tool is the click and share designs. So I'm just going to hop in and show you guys what it looks like. When you're in a listing, click on the designs section there. It'll open up a page like this, where you've got some designs for brochures, printable brochures, like A4 size brochures. But you have a library of social media sized designs that is click and share. You just scroll through and you look at all of them and you choose the one that you like the most. You literally click on your design and it will open up in a new tab, adding in the 4 pictures of this property already and the specs of the property, and you can edit this. So you can say maybe like new for sale, something. You can edit this as well. So anything like a new release, maybe a sold house, you edit this. All you do is say download to image, and boom, you've got your image that you post on social media. And another cool place to post that most agents neglect is WhatsApp status. So definitely those images. While I'm here, under info, once you make a change to something, let me just change it to, maybe type in a section here. Once you save, so this one puts it on your digital business card where you're able to feature listings on there. You use this button when you have a Propon website. And then for social media, there's some cool shortcuts over here to just come and click on, where especially when you share it on a feed on Facebook, it will share the link, but it will create an image from that link. If you give it a second or two, won't just share a blank link. But you can share that link, add an image, and there you've got a beautiful post literally created in seconds. All of these designs, guys, are generic designs because we cater for agents all over South Africa with different branding colors, different size logos. So your A4 size brochures has a logo in there, but a lot of them do not have logos because we can't get a template that will fit everybody's different logo size. You are, however, able to add custom designs to your profile. You just send us an email to support@propcon.coza. We design, you give us an image, any image that you want. It costs 550 Rand to convert that into a digital version like this that you can use over and over and over. You might have one design that has a different look and feel, and you on the fly edit the wording. And if you have agents linked to your account, it will be available to everybody linked to their account as well. Now you've marketed your house, we're nearing the end where you've sold the property. For the buyer and the seller both, you can decide, but it's important to leave a lasting impression. Usually when you have a buyer buying a house, at the key handover, you give them a gift. And a lot of times I see agents handing gifts out that is more about the company. It will have the company branding and the agent's details everywhere. You definitely do that in a subtle way because you want to still maybe have a sticker of yours on there and brand it in your company colors. But the gift should be about them. something full. And especially when you start incorporating their name, which is everybody's favorite word, do you really take it up to a heartfelt gift? So I just Googled some ideas. One of my favorites that popped up is where there must be somebody in your local area that's able to make these type of doormats on the fly, where it says welcome and you just give them the surname. And this idea, maybe at the back, you've got your sticker on there with your contact information. This idea is a nice gift for the buyer and the seller both. And for people visiting the house, most people are going to be like, oh, that's a nice mat. Where did you get that? Oh, from my estate agent. So it's a nice, obvious visual gift to give to someone, that with a bottle of wine and maybe some biltong or some whatever you think works for your clients, could be a really heartfelt gift. Some other ideas that I just found online is a nice cutting board. It's also something that everybody uses, but where it's branded with their family name or something about them, as well as wine and cheese board. I thought these candle ones are really cute. And some stationery. Just think of anything. Look in your area. There must be local service providers that's able to personalize stuff for you. And the more local, the leckerder. You know, in Durbanville, it's the wine country. So they having a local bottle of wine with glasses that's engraved was a heartfelt gift. So think of your geographical area and something that resonates with people there, and just put a bit of thought in it. And if you nail it for one client, you can just copy paste it for everybody else. So give that a go. And last but not least, the generating of resales and referrals. This is the backbone of Propon, the CRM component, where every one of your clients is a source of future business. But you need to earn it. You need to ask for it. You need to nurture the relationship that you've already built. And you only nurture a relationship when you stay in touch. When you do not phone them and have to apologize if they haven't heard from you in forever. When you do not experience what I did, where I drove past houses that I sold to people that's in the market with other agents, because I never stayed in touch. I was always too busy chasing the next deal. And that is what birthed Propon, because I just became heartful of losing deals from people whose numbers are on my phone. It's super easy to stay in touch with your clients, guys. If they're in your system and you've got a birthday and a house anniversary for them, twice a year they will hear from you already. But the communication that you send is personalized, made out to them by name. You are able to send SMSs, there's 22 scripts, 48 email templates, and 44 WhatsApp scripts. These are scripts that are loaded for you, and you can load your own scripts and templates as well. So there's no excuse for not reaching out to your clients. I recently did training on how to send epic newsletters using an article that you link in an email or that you share in WhatsApp. If you go to the help section and you look at winning workflows right over here, help section, winning workflows, there's training in here that will really help you stay in touch, where on the articles, I shared, I think, about 16 topics of articles, where it's really, you just need to do it. It's already there for you. How to create epic articles in Propon, and email best practices and the ultimate newsletter. So go play around here for ideas and ways to stay in touch with your clients. Any excuse, and the best excuses, of course, is your birthdays and house anniversaries, where once again, you've got click and share designs. So instead of just sending them a bland message, if you go into a client, you are able to click on a birthday card of your preference, and it will add in their name in that birthday card. You download it and you attach it. For your client, it will look like you actually went and designed something for them. But in reality, it was literally click and share with your client. So play around. If you are also not familiar or don't know about this feature, in the help section, just look for click and share designs, whole help card on how to use that, or pop us an email at support and we'll help you. Final recap. We already covered the first 5. Number 6 is staying organized, where you use the app with reminders, you use the tasks with tick boxes, and you use the drive to keep all of your documents safely stored in the cloud, but in the right places when you need to find it. Regular feedback, at least on a weekly basis. Sellers feedback already in Propon. Improve your marketing. That is by using that Propbot to write your property descriptions. You can even use that for social media posts and articles. And those click and share designs, where you can really design something beautiful that you can post on social media and on WhatsApp status. Leave your mark, thinking of the parting gift that you give to people, leaving them with an epic feeling that is personalized for them. And your branding takes the back seat. It's about your client and giving them something thoughtful, and preferably something that they will hang somewhere, put somewhere where other people will see it when they come and visit, so that they can tell people what an amazing agent they have. And then resales and referrals. After the sale is done, after they bought or sold from you, making sure that they still buy and sell through you again, and even better, send you further referrals. So right at the end, before we do the Q&A, I've got one bonus strategy. It's for those agents that really want to ramp up their marketing. It is getting your own website, your own personal branded website. It could be that you have your own company where you have your own website, or maybe you're working for a brand where the owner or the franchisee or principal doesn't mind that you have your own website with their branding on there. The Propon websites, a lot of love and care went into this to not just give you an epic website, but to think of the client experience, the person visiting your website, right? Where of course it is about you, but they need to have an epic experience while navigating your website, because if they don't, they're going to hop onto another agent's website. So of course the basics. Propon is fast and modern. It's interactive, where we really thought of how it will work on a phone, because that's where most people search for properties, and where it's very nice, scrollable. Took a lot of inspiration from Netflix and Airbnb to see what feels juicy when you work on it and what gives you those dopamine hits. We really baked that in. Typical Lawrence program style. There's no fluff, super minimalist, and everything that's there is there for a reason. It's not there to just take up space. Mobile and desktop friendly. You are able to control, of course, your listings, but also testimonials. You can load your own testimonials on your website without the need of our developers, and articles for SEO. Create your article in Propon, flick of a button, and it's on your website, where it's a keyword-rich article, so that if people search for properties in Durbanville, if you've got content related to those keywords, organically, you will rank higher. And then top performance. I mean, I can do a whole webinar on websites. So you guys must let me know if you want to know more, especially when it comes to SEO and debunking a lot of myths out there. Just give me a shout and I will work on something for you. If you are interested in more info, just go to the Propon website. Under products, look at website. There's a video, list of features, and about 50 odd live website examples, where I isolated a handful because I just want to show you what I mean by a branded website, where these branded websites are focused around a specific agent. So this one is Mary Bailey, and her whole website and branding is surrounded around her as a person, talking about who she is, what she does. And when you are able to show homeowners this, it will just put you on another level. Right, so there's Mary Bailey's website. Another example is Janice from Nightingale Properties, where it's also branded with her info, with her testimonials that she's able to load. Another cool one is Muscle Bay Properties. So These are videos also that's loaded from YouTube. Everyone looking a bit different with all the articles that was created in Propcon. And last but not least, I love this website. It always makes me want to move to Mauritius when I see this website. Let's just give it a sec to just refresh the screen. There we go. So at the top of your website, you are able to load images or video or a collage of videos, a collage of images. There's really a lot of options available for you. And what's also something that we focused on is that every website should look unique. It shouldn't look like a cookie cutter website, but okay. Stop with the websites. It's just for you to know that there is that option. If you think like, listen, this is maybe what my company needs, let's just take it up another notch. So that is my story. I hope you all had an epic session. I'm going to allow the video and cameras to be switched on. If you want to talk, just pop up your hand so I can just let everybody chat once at a time. And what I would also love to know while I'm switching it on, what your favorite tool, if you had to choose one out of the 10, what your favorite one was. Let me just check in the chat section quickly before I switch it on. Amaray said it was like nice for a recap. Thanks, Amaray. Very informative. Val says the wish list check, the lookup. I'm glad you love that one. So in Propcon, on your contact screen, top left, click on workspaces. You'll see the wish list section right over there. Steph just says that I'm sharing my wisdom with you. Oh, that is such a big pleasure. Anybody else wanting to share their favorite tool before I open the floor for everybody to switch on cameras? Resales and referrals. Propcon is a tool. Love the commission drop calculation. I'm glad to see somebody mentioning that. I have shared it before, and I've heard from a lot of agents that will phone me, listen, I just saved 20,000 Rand on commission with that calculation. Thank you. So please use it and let me know when you get the success. Love hearing that. Nicole says leaving a lasting impression, that personalized gift. I think that is also something that a lot of people maybe not think about. Knowing your market, CMA with knowledge, definitely. The commission calculator looks like it's winning, the commission drop calculator. All 10 is your favorite, Nicole. The mobile app reminders. Yes, Benny. Those reminders are epic. And the reminder is not just a reminder. When you click on it, it will take you to the person or the listing or your calendar. It's not just a follow up and you don't know who to follow up with. It's interactive. Right, Ricardo.
Hi there, Leandre.
Yes, hi there.
The first thing I want to say is thanks for the system. I actually only heard about it last week, and then I joined myself up and my team as well. Okay. And the reason that we actually did that was because I was trying to set up a similar thing, but using a whole lot of different small systems to basically set up the same thing. So it's a good thing that we got a CRM that's set up by a real estate agent that actually understands what we need, you know. But there's one question that I have. If I had to partner with an agent from a different company, let's say I had to partner with Patrick in this training, and Patrick gets a list of my contacts. How would I know that he's not contacting my buyer or tenant without me?
Okay.
Knowing.
Good question. So there's a twofold answer. The partnerships in Propcon is ideal for people within your same company.
Okay.
With your same branding, right?
Okay.
That's the first thing. Then the partnership, you also have the option to give people access to only listings or both contacts and listings.
Okay.
Right? So if you do only listings, let's say you're in a partnership with a fellow colleague with only listings, you load a buyer and it will match up with all of your listings and with everybody in the partnership. But when you load a listing, it will only match up with your own buyers. It won't show their buyers as well.
Okay. Uh,
The ideal partnership is access to both,
mm-hmm,
where you can you if you give a fellow colleague access to your contacts,
mm,
whenever they make any changes there, there's logs kept. You get notifications when changes are made. And if they delete a contact, you also get a notification. So
mm-hmm.
there's things built into Propon for transparency, but it's still better to only do that within a closed group where you have your own in-house rules for commission splits.
Okay.
Let me just check. Got a little help card that I want to send you to. I'm going to show you where to find that because there's a lot of details on there where I've got a document of commission split ideas.
Mm-hmm,
Okay, just come to the partnership section, and this is where you will find all of the help cards related to partnerships, like little how to do anything in partnerships. Let me just check what is a Propcom partnership. The one right at the top. If you
mm-hmm,
look at this one, commission split suggestions over here, just read this help card and
mm-hmm.
go through some of the info that's in here, and this will really help you. And on that point, we are working on something we're going to roll out next year that we call community matching. That is the perfect tool to use when you want to collaborate together on listings or contacts outside of your company, and where
Okay.
we're working on letting you know that there's a match, but only opening up the information when it's agreed that, yes, I will let your buyer through. And when the commission has been agreed in
Mm-hmm.
writing, does the info open up? So that's in the pipeline as well for good
Okay.
2020.
Okay. So there's so sorry for hijacking this a bit.
No worries.
So it's like there's not something where we'd basically say, okay, Leandre has three possible matches for your property. Please contact Leandre. Not
If,
something
it,
like that.
if it's an agent from outside
Mm,
of the company
mm,
and you have access to work on their listing, just
mm.
import that into your PropCon system, and it will
Okay.
create a private broker with your info.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much.
That will be the quickest way to use it until that community matching is ready.
Mm,
Import it. You can open up any website with their permission, import it, and unless you share it on social media platforms or on a website, it's private and it's unlisted and it's not searchable. Okay.
perfect. Thank you, Leandre.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Gerda, jy's volgende in die lys.
Okay, sorry man, I just want to find out, can I add an AI chatbot on the website?
It has been done. Yes, it has been done. The thing with AI chatbots that is difficult is it's not about the technical ability to add it, because that's easy to do. But how do you know how do you train that chatbot to know exactly what to say? So if you've got a good one that you trust and that you're able to train, definitely.
Yes. Okay, yes, because I got a hold of something with additional cost per month, but I actually really want to try that because
Yeah.
I want to take it to the next step.
Yes, 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 yes. We are all about finding solutions, Kara. So the whole website product of PropCon was also built by Lawrence. It's not a template. So it means that it's almost like having all the code where you can make changes because it's your own. It's not a template bought from a company. So
Okay.
build your oyster there. And if it's honestly not possible, we'll let you know. But our tech team loves a challenge. They're going to
Okay.
make but they do. I know them. Awesome. Thanks so
Thanks,
much.
man.
Hi, thanks, Leandre.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you have any suggestions. Your database was your trump card. If you are new to the industry, if you're a rookie and you don't have a database yet, what what would you suggest as a trump card in the meantime, and what is the quickest way to build a database?
So 2 ways to look at it is your friends and family, people that know you, is the first thing to tap into. So I would get them on the bulk import Excel template and load them into the system. And there is a script loaded for ask for a referral, where you can start communicating with people that already know you and start asking for business from them. The second one is you need to start generating stock. Even if it's not sole mandates yet, once you have properties for sale, it's like having fish lines in the water. You will start catching fish. And where those buyers that inquire, that inquiry that you get, you forward it to import@propcon.coza, so it pulls into Propcon, and so that you can create a wish list and start building your database. Usually, might feel like a mammoth task, because how are you going to climb Kilimanjaro? One step at a time. And it's to start with the low-hanging fruit. Your friends and family start asking for referrals of people that want to buy and sell. And the second one is to start getting listings, any properties that are for sale in the area, drive through, look for sale by owner, follow up if there's mandates, try and get in your foot in the door on open mandates, because once you have properties for sale, you will start generating inquiries and using social media as well. Not being a secret agent, asking there for business. Listen, guys, I'm really looking for buyers. If you know of anybody wanting to buy in this area, in this price range, just don't be scum.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Val, you said, how do you handle the objection on the 90-day retainer on the expiry of the sole mandate period? So yes, having a 90-day sole mandate is brilliant. It really helps. I love to have a strategy to make sure I sell it within that period. So it really depends on the type of property and the price. Because if it's a good location and it's well priced, it will sell quickly. Usually it is overpriced properties and properties that are not ideal location that takes longer. So it depends on your own in-house rules and what you are allowed to do if you don't run your own business. I would definitely mini list to a group of agents first, and choosing strategic agents that I would love to collaborate with on a future date. And they are allowed to market it on their own websites, to their own database, but not on the portals, because I only want my ad on the portals, right? And then usually with that, you would have written email or document saying, viewings only take place through you, or offers on your paperwork, where you supply the condition report. You are the one presenting the offer to the seller, so you are the negotiator of the deal. Right. I know some areas have multi-listing options as well. So before the 90 days are up, doing a multi-listing, but it can get quite busy with a lot of buyers that are maybe not pre-qualified. And I also experienced that on expensive homes that take longer to sell, that maybe need a longer mandate period, if you give regular feedback of what you are doing behind the scenes, you will not struggle to extend that mandate. That feedback and never leaving them wondering and telling them what you are doing behind the scenes is the most important thing to retain that trust, because they are going to be phoned and knocked on the door by other agents telling them how brilliant they are. You need to keep on just proving your worth and being an agent that never leaves them wondering. Awesome. Jean says, can property from my website be taken to Property 24 without loading on Property 24? Jean, I'm glad you're asking that question. So we are hard at work on syndication directly from PropCon to P24. It should be ready within the next few weeks. You might have already seen some changes on your listing capture page where there's place for description. There's going to be more subtle changes coming, very minimalist, but things that helps you to be able to capture the data that you can syndicate to P24. And then once P24 is done, private property will be close on its heels. So very soon you'll be able to load your listing into PropCon and syndicate to those two portals. Gumtree and Africa is already set up. Any final questions from those diehards that are here right to the end? Let me know. Just give me a hands up or a emoji or anything. While I'm waiting to see if there's any final ones, I want to show you one last thing with the tasks. I absolutely love this thing. So whenever you log into PropCon and you see these 3 stars here, it means there's new little goodies that was released in PropCon. When you click on it, the 3 stars will disappear, and when there's something new, it will reappear. So come and have a look here. On the 30th, we launched the tasks. There's a detailed video on here of the new tasks feature. And then as you scroll down, you'll see more new stuff that was loaded by date order. So the tasks itself, on my listing, the listing example that I used, let me just go into it quickly. Let me just go to this one. So I'm at the main tasks. Let me not lose you guys. I'm at the main tasks. So it's almost like the calendar. You've got your calendar where you've got all of your calendar entries. And then when you go to your calendar itself, if a calendar entry is linked to a person or a contact, it will take you there like a shortcut. So on my tasks, you are able to create tasks, and the video is also here under explained. I put a task section here about the soul mandate strategies. So you're able to mark them off when it's done. You're able to change the color of your tasks. Let's just give it a sec to load, and then scratch those 2 out. And you're also able to set a reminder. Let me just hide this little button over here. You're able to set a reminder. So if I want to get a reminder of this task tomorrow at 8 o'clock, it's now by default. I'm just going to say save. And then tomorrow at 8 o'clock on my app, I will get a notification that will bring me into these tasks where I can remember to not forget what I should do. I created my soul mandate marketing one on the property itself. So I'm just going to go into the property specifically. It's number 25 Appeldoorn Street. And you'll notice there's a new little button over there. So I've got these tasks. Very cool. Task ideas are, of course, things you need to do on a contact or listing, but some ideas for tasks are things that you do at month end or regular stuff that you need to do. You can even literally add your grocery list into these task formats as well. So come and play around with this new feature. And because it is brand new, we are looking for feedback or any suggestions that you've got. Pop them through to support@propcon.co.za. We would love to hear. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I hope you all are going to have a fantastic weekend. Please take action with these stuff that I shared. I would really appreciate to get messages and phone calls and like, oh, Leandra, you won't believe what just happened. Please keep me posted. I would love to hear those stories, and it will just inspire me to generate more of these type of webinars. So if you enjoyed it, I also have some social media pages where I regularly post interesting, informative things. Let me just in the chat section pop in my business card. So on my business card, just look for the Facebook button, LinkedIn, and etc. If you resonate with how I present and what I say, go and follow me on those pages, because there I do more short form content. I share a little bit more about what goes on behind the scenes in our lives and what it took to create this business, which was a leap of faith a few years ago. And here we are, super successful, and couldn't have done it without you all. And what I'm really proud of is we practice what we teach. Our whole business has grown without any marketing spend, because we also use resales and referrals and building relationships with you all and saying thank you with our referral program. So it is something that worked for me as an agent, and those same fundamentals we brought into our own business, and those same fundamentals we teach you through PropCon. And if you use it, I can guarantee that you're going to get consistent sales, because it's worked for us as well. So feel free to follow me there. And if you have any suggestions or requests for type of training, you have my details. You are welcome to reach out. Thank you, everybody. Have an awesome weekend.